Hello golfers, welcome back to JD Golf TV, your home for playing better faster. This lesson is going to be on matching up your club face, your wrist angles, and your body rotation. It's going to be really important, so let's get after it. My wrist is now flat. This is my left hand wrist. This is called flexed. This is called extended. Okay, flat, flexed, extended. Very importantly, when my wrist is flat, my club face is one way. When I extend the wrist, the club face goes open, and when I flex the wrist, the club face goes down. Now, you might know that I like to pick on the actual club face rather than the wrist. But I'll tell you what, where you point that logo on your glove is a real big deal in this game. Now, you're seeing an awful lot of stuff all over the internet about getting the wrist in this flexed condition. Well, the thing is, there's a couple things that go along with it and a couple things that don't. So number one, if you have what I would consider a neutral grip on the golf club. Now, you know it's supposed to be in your fingers right there, right? Gosh, by now you know this, right? Neutral grip, I might have two knuckles showing of my left hand. That would be neutral. If I were to turn my left hand over even more, where I have three knuckles, we would call that strong. If it's four knuckles, you better fix that stuff because that's probably too far turned to the right of the grip. And you remember now that whenever I turn my hand, either hand, farther to the right on the grip, the club face will want to close more when I relax or under the force of the golf swing. Now, your job as a golfer is to play with it. Okay, neutral grip, two knuckles. Right hand, neutral. That means that the V between the thumb and the index finger points right around to your ear. If your V between your thumb and index finger points to your chin, that's open. And if it points left of your chin, that's wicked open. Does that fit somebody? You betcha. Conversely, if my right hand is pointing to my right shoulder, that's closed, and outside my right shoulder is really closed. Does that fit somebody? You betcha. It all depends on how you move. Now, because of your grip, well, if you have John Rahm's grip or Colin Morikawa's grip, particularly the left-hand grip, they have a super neutral one-knuckle grip. Now, the only way, if you don't want to change this grip, the only way to square the face up is to indeed twist the wrist or flex it, which is turning the club face more closed. If you have this grip and you match it up with an extended wrist, you will have no choice but to stop the body completely and try to slam the face shut. That's why you see guys with neutral grips have quite a lot of wrist flexion. They're squaring the club face up at the top of the backswing. It's a very good move, very important, and if you have that kind of grip and you don't have that, you got problems coming. Now, if you have more of a three-knuckle, stronger grip, and you flex the wrist, oh baby, that club face is now so closed it's open. We call it clopin. Can that work? Well, Dustin Johnson, Lee Trevino, that can work. However, if I have the club face very closed, I better be one of those guys that can outrace the face. And for all those of you who think that the pivot squares up the club face, I would say this, that is not true. But in the event that you have a Dustin Johnson or Lee Trevino kind of club face at the top, where that club face is looking up to the sky or even back this way, well, that can match if you're one of those unbelievable rotators that gets wide open. As you know, you can see right between the legs of Dustin Johnson from this view at impact. And he has a tremendous amount of forward shaft lean, left arm pull. So this wide open with this super forward shaft lean, one, if you're going to play like that, you better have a crap ton of club head speed. If you have that much forward club shaft lean and don't have a ton of club head speed, the ball's not going to get airborne. Okay, it'll be a nice bullet, but it won't hold a green. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Now, what about in the event that I can't get that open? Folks, change the grip. If you can't get that open, which I can't do. If I get this grip strong, 3-knuckle grip, right hand, fairly strong, right shoulder, and flex that wrist, watch where this golf ball wants to go. I was putting on the Shaolin death grip to keep that ball from going left. It still went left, but I fought the good fight there, folks. The problem is I can't really outrace the face, and I cannot straighten that golf ball out. Perhaps if I did that grip and that wrist action at the top, club face motion, I would eventually learn to rotate faster. But I am 56. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm 56 still. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Getting way too close to 60, folks. Now, if I take that same guy and neutralize that grip, right? So now I've got a 2-knuckle grip. I can still have the same kind of wrist condition at the top, and that ball goes somewhere different. I'll be darned. It's a little baby draw because that fits with my ability to rotate. Does that make sense? So, a couple things that don't work. A neutral grip and an extended wrist. Open club face. You can't have 2 opens and no closers. If you do insist on neutral grip, open face here, well, extended wrist, opening the face even farther, because a neutral grip's going to have the face kind of open at the top anyways. If you insist on that, well, you better be putting the twist on this golf club like you're reverse revving that motorcycle on the way down. Look how that closes that club face, folks. And I need to really put the twist. And by the way, I have 2 hands. I can use both. I don't have to use just my left hand, my glove hand. I like that idea of twisting the grip. And I'll tell you what I know is that every single good player in the world, no matter what their condition is at the top, they have this lead wrist going into this impact position. They're squaring up the face and rolling it over a little bit or a lot of it into the golf ball. They're not doing this number through impact. That's timing that up twice in a row is going to be a war, folks. Nope, the pros are squaring it much earlier. So even Dustin Johnson, he's already here, he's already there, right? John Rahm, very similar. If you look at John Rahm's left-hand grip, Dustin Johnson's grip is a little different. That's why they have different, well, remember, everybody's wrist is different too. The reason they have different wrist positions, club face positions at the top, is how they put their hands on it. If you look at John Rahm, humongous shaft lean, tons of turn down, logo down to the ground. Not much of that going on. Interesting. If you look at somebody like Rory Mcilroy, he's got a slightly extended left wrist at the top. He does flatten it back out, and he doesn't have a ton of forward shaft lean coming into impact. He doesn't get nearly as open as Dustin Johnson either. Let's go over the takeaways. If you really think about it, the thing that's hardest to change is how open we get. That's a major situation in golf. That's something that I would say either you can or you can't do it. Either you can get open, either you do get open like that, or you don't. Neither one is that important as long as you match up your grip and your club face motion at the top. Slow rotator like Dunigan, more neutral grip, which is going to give me a more neutral face at the top. You wouldn't want me flexing my wrist a ton because I can't outrace that face. Now, super fast A lot of my girls, that I've taught over the years, who turn so far, so fast, they have stronger grips, turned more to the right in the club. And they have a more closed face because that allows them to square it when they're so far open. So if you have a young kid who's turning super fast, you'll see it. And they'll have jump and turning. You'll see that clearly. Don't give them a neutral grip. You'll kill them. They'll never square the club face. So these things really have to be matched. Slow turner, more neutral club face at the top. Fast turner, stronger grip, turn more to the right. I call it more closed face grip. Okay? They'll be more open at the bottom. Everybody should be getting that wrist to go from wherever it is more into this motion. We've got the reverse motorcycle. Everybody should be going slightly into this flexion to make sure that that club face does not fly open in transition, which, by the way, I do see that a lot. Let's see what that looks like. This is all fun. This is just fun. 4 right. I'm going to go back. I'm going to actually make the wrist extend. So for me, I'm just going to turn my logo toward my face. So we're back. Oh, baby, there she goes. Now, if I have that motion 4 right, I only lost 30 yards, but if I have that motion in my golf swing and I don't fix it up here, I'm going to be forced to flip, stall the body out, whatever body I can get moving. I can square that face. I have no power. I won't be able to compress the golf ball. I will not be able to hit it twice in a row in the same direction. All right, this is a really, really big deal. This lesson right here may change your entire golf game, so get after it.